Today what we're going to be doing, I'm going to teach you guys how to make your own link tree. A link tree is basically the link that some Instagrammers have in their bio, or it's like, okay, link in bio, you click on it and it has a bunch of links to all of their links that support them. Whether it's like your Venmo, so I know some girls have OnlyFans, you can be over to your YouTube channels, your Twitch, whatever. But I'm going to teach you guys how to make your own and customize it and whatnot. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, as you can see, I have a demo already popped up here. You're gonna change all these things that say your link, your link tree. You just put your name in there, or like your Venmo link and things of the sort. So first thing we're gonna do is get some downloads going. The first thing you're gonna need is a text editor. So what a text editor is basically it's what you're gonna be using to edit your code and to because like all this code happens somewhere, and the text editor just allows you to edit the code on your computer. You can do this on a laptop or a desktop. You cannot do this on a phone, at least as far as I'm aware of. I know it might be around now. You can probably do it on your phone or iPad. But yeah, I actually use the text editor Sublime. It's just really simple. It doesn't have that many tools in it. You guys don't really have to get too familiar with it because I'm gonna help you guys get everything all set up. Also too, I wanted to mention that this setup, this link tree, I'm actually providing you guys with a bunch of starter material, a lot of files that you could just download and put into the file and put into the project folder, and it'll just have all these things there, and you kind of just put your links there. You change the colors and you make it look how you want. You can change the background and you put your picture there. So you guys don't really necessarily need to know how to do all of this. That's what the tutorial's for. I'm just going to show you guys how to get this so you can get this link tree on your Instagram as fast as possible. But I think along the way you'll learn a little bit of coding, a little bit of fundamentals. I'm going to teach you guys. So yeah, I use Sublime, and so as you can see, this is Sublime. You guys just download it. Once you download it, just click through the install process. You're gonna just press OK for everything. It should just go fine. Verify whether you're Mac or Windows. The next download, another alternative to a text editor is Visual Studio. You're gonna want to download the community version. It's a free version. It's the same thing. It's just different setups. The next other thing is going to be a package manager, and the package manager that we're going to be using is Node.js. You're just going to want to get the Windows or Mac installer, whatever operating system you have, and then you're going to just keep pressing OK on the installs, and everything will go fine. Trust it. It'll be okay. Yeah. But basically what this does, this allows us to install any tools that we need for our website. And there's going to be a lot of tools that we have to install. You guys don't have to know all of the tools. But yeah. And actually React Native is one of the tools we're going to be using. Is React.js, React Native. It's basically what we're going to be using to use JavaScript to serve our application. Not serve, actually, to show our application. The next thing we're going to need is, actually I just said serve application, but this is actually what we're going to need to serve our application. Actually what the React.js is for is a framework that just makes developing platforms a lot easier. It helps people, it breaks a lot of things down, and it gives you a lot of tools to increase the speed of your development process. It's kind of like a language in its own, but it's still just JavaScript and HTML and CSS at the end of the day. Just different logic and different rules. But what this Heroku CLI is actually going to be what we're going to use to actually get our website, our link tree, onto the internet, so that you can go to an actual link, and this link will actually take you to wherever you want. So it is actually a cloud server. It is called Heroku. It is managed by Salesforce. I actually used to work for them. But yeah, so that's why I'm just more familiar with this, so it's easier for me to use. But there's a lot of them out there. You can use Google. What else can you use? Amazon. But basically these big companies have a way where you can serve your application on the cloud, and you don't need to have a standalone device to serve your application. So kind of how these things worked, how servers work is there needs to be a computer that is running at all times with the files of a said website, and this website is now this computer is now like serving these files as like a connection, so that people, when they request this address, it will then serve them the files. And like, so there is like, even though that we are using a cloud server, there exists a machine somewhere that is allowing us to like do this functionality. And it's really good, because if you weren't to have a cloud server, you would have to have your computer running 24/7 all the time, never turn it off, and always have the server running. And you'd always be managing it, and whether or not, what if your computer crashes one day, it dies. And yeah, so that's just really good to have like a cloud server. Yeah. But yeah, for Heroku, you're just gonna really just follow the install instructions, and but basically, I'm gonna show you guys how to use the the command prompt or the terminal on Mac, and you're just basically gonna just go into the terminal and input these. Just copy paste those and just put them in there, and it'll install it for you. And you also want to create an account for Heroku, so that like you can actually have an account, so you can serve your websites on the internet. So, and the next thing is going to be actually the template files for the Linktree. I'm going to link it in the description, so you guys can like have the Google Drive, and you're just going to just download all of these files. You can download them one by one, but yeah, you can just click here and click download, and you want to download all the files. And then later on, we're going to be using these files for our Linktree. So, and basically, like, this is kind of like what it looks like. This is what's going to be the files you downloaded. To the left, you can see that this is to the left is the command terminal, and to the one right next to that is going to be a project, is your file explorer. But you're going to search up terminal, and you see terminal is going to be the one with like, it looks like a black TV. Input these commands. You're going to you just open up the terminal, and then you can just put it anywhere, honestly, or you can create a file, but it doesn't require you to create a file. As long as you do exactly this, you'll be fine. So you make a directory called your Linktree, and then now you're gonna go CD. So you're gonna try to go into that project that you just created. You just created a folder, and you're gonna go into that folder. And then now what you're going to use the Node package manager that we downloaded and installed earlier to initialize a Node package for all the package to be sent to. So that is what we just now did. We now have our project that is now initialized, and the negative lie just means to create it with the name that is the folder, with the name of the folder. So the project name is the folder name, and which is your Linktree. You would change your Linktree to obviously whichever name you use for your Linktree. It can be whatever. I'm using my Linktree. It doesn't really matter. It shows up on the internet. It's not gonna be this. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create now we're gonna have to get those files that we downloaded earlier. I have them in a different folder, but they're gonna be Linktree tutorial. We're gonna copy all of them. If you click the top one, yeah, sorry. One thing you can do is click one and then hold shift and click the bottom one, and it'll select all the ones in between. And you can just copy those and then paste them inside. Hit replace inside your Linktree folder. Hit replace, and all this does is just one file, the package.json file. It's just the names have been switched from the last project, which is Linktree tutorial, and now it's going to be changed to the name that you entered, your Linktree. And I'll show you guys what that exactly means. So there's a package.json file. So now obviously we have those files in there. And now we're going to install all of these dependencies in the package.json file. You don't have to worry about what any of them do. I've gather them for you so that everything works. So you want to just hit node install. The node install will then install all the packages, and it'll create this folder called node modules. And then in the npm run script build, what this does is whenever there is a change or whenever you need to do anything, I actually have to insert the Babel file, and so I'll show you guys how to do that. But basically, whenever there's anything needs to be done, you have to like build the package. So whenever you do any change to the project, just press npm run script build, and then in your testing, and you'll be able to see the changes that have happened. And so I'm going to create the Babel RC. Babel is basically the interpreter language and how to interpret them. So we're telling it how to interpret it. And how we're doing that is like this. We create Babel RC, which is a system file, and then we give it a preset to tell it what presets to use for bundling our package, for building our package. And then, so now, we now have a main.js file. And this main.js file is the package that's going to serve our application. In fact, it's going to show our application. So now we're going to do no daemons. Just follow the command prompt, and now we're going to go to localhost 3000, which is basically like your computer. And this is going to show you your links. Yay. So if you want to see it differently, you can go, if you click with two fingers and go down to inspect, you can pop up the inspector console, and in this inspector console you can click the button that looks like two squares right next to the arrow button, the cursor button next to elements. And this will change between a mobile and desktop view. This will allow you to see, most people are using mobile nowadays, so you would have to, you know, render mobile first. So yeah, here's what it looks like. Now your application, this is now like on your computer now. It's not on the internet yet. It's only served on your local machine. So yeah, but now we have to actually have these links work. So we're going to show you how to put links actually in there. So what you want to do is go into there, href, and for all of these, you're just going to put your link to whatever you need to do. And once you put in this link, once you click on it, it should now. Always remember to do npm run script build after any little change. And after that's done, you're going to run no daemon server.js to serve your application on your local machine. And then now when you click on it, it should now hit google.com. So if you always want to type the exact, if you always want to go to the browser and copy the address that's actually in the browser, and for it to work properly, to see that it'll actually go to that address, unless it'll use your local machine and it'll try to get that address from your computer, which doesn't exist. You don't have a google.com address, but Google does. So now when I click on it, it should now go to google.com, and yay. Alright. Also, some little tips and tricks in the developer console, inspector console. You can look at the console, will print out any information that you may want to print out. You won't need that. If you just go over, it'll highlight what these things are, so you can see like how they are affected. So yeah, and again, you want to double click and then go to inspect. You can change the view top, right, bottom, or even like a different window. But for mobile, I think it's the best to go to the side. So now I'm going to show you guys how to like edit these CSS. What CSS is going to be this file now, and all of those IDs, they're going to just be correlating with the IDs in this file. They should be the exact same name. And then this is really relatively simple. It's a declarative language, so you should be able to, if you see like the width is 90 view, you'll be able to change the width to 40 or 50, and it's really, you just tell it exactly what you want. If you want the color to be red, the color be red. If you want it to be yellow, it'll be yellow. There's a bunch. Also, how the internet works is in codes. So if you just Google like, oh, codes for colors, it'll give you a bunch of like different codes for colors, and you can use those like whatever code you want for that color. So you put color, hashtag in the code, and it'll give you the code, and it'll put the color. Or you just put like the colors that you know, like white, yellow, green, blue. But I also link like a CSS tutorial that can have like a bunch of different resources that can show you just different ways that you can style your application, because there's just so many different ways. But I've already just made a basic template for you guys so that you don't really have to go through all of this. You only have to change like what you want a little bit, and just change the colors and like the padding a little bit, whether you want like your buttons to be bigger or smaller. I think that might be important as well. Also the borders, you may want like rounded borders, you may just want like square borders, however you want it. You want lines around them, some things may be important. So I definitely, you just really tell it, you say the border style bridge, border style groove, border style double. And yeah, and it really correlates with the style that is there. So that's the basics of CSS. You guys can like learn a little bit about that, or you can just go in here and change the colors to the colors you want, and it'll be and I think it's a good enough template to most of you can work with. It's not that much different than the one Linktree gives out. But if you wanted to insert more links, you just simply copy paste this A tag, and then you run npm run script build. Any change, you have to build the application. And then now what you're going to do is go no daemon server, go back, and then now you have multiple links. And none of them actually work. You have to actually insert links there to make them work. But so now we're actually going to get this website onto the internet. So what you're going to do is go to Heroku login. Hopefully you've installed the Heroku CLI. So now what you're going to click you press enter, it goes in, you're going to log in. Once you log in, it should take you back to where you were. You go back to where you were. But now you want to go, you want to go to Heroku, and you're going to want to log in, and you want to go to create a new app for, okay, so it's going to teach you guys how to just create a new app. Call it your links. We're going to create the app, your links, and now in here we're going to go to deploy, going to go down, and you're just going to follow these instructions. There's going to be Heroku get remote -a, and then you're just going to right there, you're going to do that, copy paste it into your command tree, and then once you do that, you're going to get add done. Follow the instructions. It's exactly what it says. It's adding all of the files to the Git repository. Well, to the stage, so they can be added to the Git repository. Don't have to worry about this. We're just trying to get you a Linktree. So git commit -m. Oh my god, I cannot type. And we're gonna commit these to the phone. Don't have to worry about what these are. It's just how it works, you guys. So now we're pushing it to the Heroku or cloud server, and this should allow the application to be served onto a specific application. Be served onto the internet. So hopefully everything works. If this works first try, things almost never work first try. No, I've done this like so many times, so it's actually not my first time, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. But yeah, you guys basically just have to follow this tutorial, just kind of do exactly what I've shown you, and it should all work. Yeah, as far as the installation processes with Sublime, the text editor, Node.js, and Heroku, those might be a little iffy giving your computer, but just keep pressing OK. Follow the instructions exactly. I'm telling you. A lot of the times when I mess up, it's because I didn't follow the instructions exactly. Alright, well, since that's done pushing, now we're gonna see what the application is doing. So we're gonna Heroku logs -t, which is showing you what's going on. And the status system starting to up. So now our application is now on the internet. So now we do Heroku open, it should open our application on the internet. So here's the internet, and here's the application on the internet. So if you see your links.herokuapp.com, which is different from the local host that we were doing. Now what I'm gonna do is how to do like Google domains, how to get you guys your own custom domains. You're gonna need some money. They're probably like around like $12. You know, but unless you want like a really fancy one, then like a really cool one, then it might be like upwards of like $4,000. But I've never bought like a domain for more than $20. That's not like you spend a lot more money on other things. So this is how we're gonna do this. As you see, like I actually bought two domains just because an E and an A was different, and it doesn't matter. But alright, we're gonna go down and registration. So we're gonna go here. You have to unlock your domain. So actually, I'm gonna unlock it. So you're gonna unlock the domain, and then now you're gonna go to DNS. And once you're down here, in host name, what you're gonna do is add www, change this to 600. And then here, we're gonna go back to Heroku and get actually our, our DNS route. Basically, it's basically gonna be a link that's gonna give you what you're gonna need to go. So you're gonna go over here, you're gonna go automatic certificate management. Well, actually, before you do this, what you're gonna need to go to is go to deploy. Then I'll just show you how it actually looks. So you gotta make sure you're gonna want to have like a hobby. Okay, so what you're gonna go down to is configure SSL, automatic, press automatic certificate management, and click next. And next, it'll just basically give you it'll ask you for the domain name, which will be over here at Google, and click the domain name, and then it'll give you a link that you should input there. And this link looks like, I guess I'll just show you guys mine. I'm not gonna copy all of it, but you get that. It'll give you something like that, firstdatazima.com, and then you'll go here and you'll post it, and then you'll add the record. And then this record should basically allow you to have routing. Well, we're not done yet. So now we're gonna go to website and yes, the page, and now we're gonna go to we're gonna click on add a forwarding address. I'm gonna click edit. We're gonna take out that second one. We're gonna add an @ sorry, and you're gonna add the https://www.yourdomainname. And what this looks like is this / the https://www. is very important because this is what allows secure connections on the internet. As you can see, like in the top next to like the URL, there's like always like a lock sign, and it looks like it's a secure connection. If that's not there, you don't have a secure connection. So the next thing you want to do is follow those things I just did. Yes, forwarding SSL, don't worry about what they do. But don't follow what I just did. I just did that because I don't need to forward my address. But what you want to do is keep that forwarding at all times. And if it says that you want to say keep existing records, you do not want to replace them. If it actually did tell you that, that's going to pop up. So actually just say keep existing records, don't replace anything, just keep existing ones. And that should allow everything to work. So, yeah, that's the tutorial on how to have your own link tree on your own Instagram page. This is my first tutorial ever. Hopefully, this helped you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna try to be bringing you guys more things that you guys can like. I don't know, more tutorials that are useful for you guys you can actually use that aren't like too complicated. You know, because there's a lot of things go on behind the scenes. But yeah, talk to me more. And they're like, okay, done.